live.
Rose gold dreams in the lake. Came up broke, now we all here. You can't come.
Alright, what's up, everyone on the YouTube live streams? We're waiting for Facebook to go live here.
Came up broke, now we all here.
Alright, what's up? There we go. We're live everywhere. We got the Facebook up. We've got the Periscope up. We've got the YouTube up. By the way, thanks to those YouTube viewers, though, we got like 17 people there. This music, this is What Up RG, this is Rose Gold, and you know, it's like, that's kind of a big thing, you know. What Up's got a lot of followers. Cars, get that mic off your face, it's making a ton of noise. Just drop the mic altogether, it'd be better. There you go, there you go. I got that good audio now. Alright, here's the most funny part of the episode. Cars, turn your screen. Oh, wow, you actually got it right. Okay, crap. It's kind of fun to watch you. I can do it better.
It's like the phone is weird to turn around.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's pause the music and get started with this episode. This is sponsored by Fiverr, and make sure to get some merch. We've got some new merch out. We're starting the merch line. We'll tell you more about that as the episode gets on, but yeah, let's go ahead and start this episode. Let me press record here. Alright. Hello and welcome to the Give 'em 6 podcast. The podcast where we talk about Tennessee and American sports. I'm Elijah.
And it's Carson.
And we are back with another great episode. We've got the Missouri. We've got the Tennessee Volunteers. We're here doing a post-game episode. Man, Cars, this game was just flat out disappointing. We lost to the Derek Dooley, and now we've got one shot left, just one, for a bowl game. Tennessee didn't really seem to give their all, Cars. I mean, you know what I always say, you know, what are your thoughts, Cars? What are your thoughts?
Well, it was a lot of things wrong. I felt like that happened. We could have went into halftime, you know, going 19-17, but we threw a pick, and it was a pick six. We could have scored or, you know, done something with the ball. I felt like it. Well, no, I didn't feel like it had happened. And it just was a great showing by Missouri to come into our house on senior night and absolutely stomp us.
Yeah. Embarrassing for us. It was really, you know, you got to give them credit. They did play hard, you know. But, Carson, why do you think that we lost?
I think we lost. I think mainly because it was just the way our team played in general on both sides of the ball. I felt like Keller Christ. Finally, we got to see him. I was very happy. You know, we had said it constantly. We want to see Keller play, and he gets the chance. But he played good. And people can't blame this on him either. I mean, he was able to get his passes off, make accurate passes, but, you know, he doesn't get hit like Jared Garantano does. So when he got hit a few times, you know, he was hard for him to get up. On the defensive side of the ball, we were really pressuring Drew Lock the whole entire game.
Yeah,
Drew Lock was able to stand back there and get his passes off, and it's something that was a key for him, for Tennessee to not let him do that, which we did in a very bad way. Like I said, it was just both sides of the ball. We just had struggles, and Missouri was the better team.
Yep. So, Cars, I mean, what I was seeing in that game, I thought that when we moved the ball, we really, a lot of times, we just didn't execute that well at the, you know, in the red zone. We really failed to move the ball continuously downfield and make tons of explosive plays, even though we had some pretty good explosive plays in there. Now, some people are saying, you know, we gave Keller a shot. It seemed like he blew it. Some people are saying Keller did amazing. Where do you land on that, and how do you think Keller played? Would it have been better if Garantano was to play the whole game? Would we have seen a better outcome?
We wouldn't have seen an outcome on either side better or worse. The game was stopped. Their defense was stopping us. Our turnovers were key, and our offense didn't move the ball, and just in general, the offense wasn't moving. I don't
No,
think
they
it would have
weren't.
mattered with Jared or not.
Yep.
The pressure was on the quarterback, and it would have been the whole game. In the defense, our defense has been consistent most of all year. We've been able to really stand there, but I felt like we got tired there, and it kind of let them get passes off and touches like they always do, and they were running up the score there at the end. If you didn't know,
Yeah, I know. I mean, sorry, Carson. I think my connection or your connection is breaking up a little bit, but that's okay. We'll edit it. Um, what about their quarterback, Drew Lock? Where do you think he will go? Is he going to go pro next year? I mean, this is
he's planning
he's a
on going
senior.
pro, first or second round. How he does in the combine is going to be a big deal because he's coming out of college young,
Right.
and usually they try to work with young players and see if they're ready or not.
Right.
So when he comes out in the combine, if he puts on a good showing or not, that will depend on where he goes.
It will. Now, Cars, like I said, we've got one shot. Are we going to be Vandy?
Like I said last week, I said, I don't want to get in position where we have to go to Vanderbilt, play them a 5-6 team. If they win, they go to a bowl game. If they lose, they go home. And for us,
Same thing.
it's the same exact deal.
Yep.
Right there. You either go or you don't. And to go to Vandy after they had a big win over Ole Miss, which if you guys watched that game, Ole Miss wide receiver caught the ball and that was a touchdown. Terrible call by the official on that one. But I think that it's going to be a close game, two evenly matched teams because Vanderbilt plays fire. I mean, they are aggressive. So we got to watch that out. We got to be able to block. Our offense has got to play the best they have all year to give Jarrett, or if Keller comes in, the protection that they need to get the ball off. And especially our defense needs to come in key and hold Kyle Shermer to just a few yards. I mean, hardly any yards of passing, and the run game needs to be stopped. Pretty much everything needs to go good Saturday.
Yeah, everything needs to go right. So, I think that we have a great shot. I'm sure we do. I'm not gonna call it. I said I'm not really gonna call it all year. I have kind of said we'll win, but at this point, I'm erasing that. I don't know if we will win or we will lose, and I'm not gonna call it. Therefore, now, Cars, who do you think did better this game, defense or offense?
I think that the offense played better. I think Keller was able to move the ball. And let me tell you why. We moved the ball downfield. Then a sack happens, we have to punt the ball. That's positive yardage. We were slow on the running game at the start. Or in any passing running, we were negative 17 yards at the very start. But we started moving. Keller got in, he led the first touchdown drive, and then we started moving. The defense was not holding Drew Lock, which gave him touchdowns, and us, we were turning the ball over, which kept them into the game more, and then their points added up, and it pretty much, we were digging ourselves our grave for that game.
Yeah.
It was ugly.
We were. Now, who would you say is your player of the game? I know it wasn't a great game. There's not a whole bunch of players. Who would you say is your player of the game?
My player of the game has to go to Keller Christ. For him able to come into the game, not being able to play or practice in real games all year because he handed the ball off. It's been a problem all year. Everybody's talked about it. We've talked about it. And him being able to come in into a SEC opponent that beat Florida like a dog and can play with any team, and him come in and be able to throw his passes, be accurate. Even though we got blown out, he was able to use an arm. So I think it goes to him for being able to come out there and play, half decent.
Yeah, I mean, I think mine would go to him. I thought Chandler had a pretty good game too. Now, y'all, this episode, it's going to be a shorter episode. There's not a whole bunch to talk about here. But, I do have something to say in our great commercial break. We've got Fiverr as the sponsor for this episode. They're great. Make sure to check them out. We got What Up RG with the music, with the beats here. It's pretty great. Also, speaking of beats, we got Apple Music as a sponsor. Check them out too.
Music has such power in our lives.
But
the way we listen to and
here's our
experience
sponsors.
music is undergoing a profound change these days. To have access to nearly all the music in the world at our fingertips and in our pockets is remarkable. And if that place could actually accommodate and support the artists who make the music,
So we're like halfway
not just
through
the
it, so
top
it's gonna be a
tier
shorter
artists, kids in
episode.
their bedrooms too.
But that, it
Provide them
doesn't.
all with
It's
home and a
fine.
way to engage with their audiences.
I want to talk about Tennessee
That
basketball.
would be pretty great.
Yeah.
And that's what we set out to do with Apple Music.
Millions of businesses count on Fiverr every day to get things done faster, better, and on budget. Fiverr.com is the world's largest marketplace for the professional and
Oh,
creative
man.
services you need. Sign
That's
up today
sad.
for free at Fiverr.com.
We got next year though.
doTERRA On Guard is one of the most popular
Yeah,
blends.
we should do it for basketball, dude.
Its uplifting cinnamon citrus aroma is enjoyed by the whole family. If you like doTERRA On Guard Protective Blend, you may also enjoy the other products
we
in the
got a
doTERRA
lot out
On
of
Guard
this
product family.
season.
With pain relief,
you
we're
know.
all at the corner of relief is good and fast relief
Yeah,
is better.
and I think next
Good
season, I
Swan
think we
Relief
might
gets
have
you
over
in and out
1,000
in no time. So you
people,
can find relief fast.
and that'd be
with
pretty sick.
solutions
All right,
like
I'm gonna hook you back up to the
At the
system. We'll
corner
talk
of
about all that,
We
and then
keep consistent. I'm off to bed every day or every week doing an episode. That'd be good.
oh yeah. All right, I'm hooking you back up.
Introducing the AVS-16 from iHome, the first major brand to offer a bedside speaker system with Alexa built right in.
Music has such power in our lives.
All right, guys. Thank you to our just wonderful sponsors. They're what makes this possible, guys. We've got Fiverr sponsoring this episode. If you need something done by a professional, and we're not talking some guy, who's gonna come out there, that's not gonna work, right? So we've got Fiverr. They will get the job done for you. They're the people you need to go to. You can find independent freelancers. You don't have to get involved with one of these huge corporate organizations, that's doing all this stuff. Now, in addition to our sponsors, there's another way you can support us now. We got that merch coming out. It's out, actually. Guys, get that merch. shop.spreadshirt.com/give'em6podcast. We will have links at the bottom of our website. If you're looking on the live stream on YouTube or Periscope, then you'll see the link on your screen. You've got it in the description. Now for Facebook, okay, all you guys out there listening for Facebook, that's great. But the best place to listen right now is YouTube. I mean, this is gonna start taking off on YouTube. We've got Carson right here on a little screen. So right here, where you might be seeing my pianos, that's where Carson's gonna be. He's on the little screen. We've got the title right there. And then down here, we've got kind of where, telling you to repost. We've got the tell us who sponsors this episode. That's definitely the best listening experience by far. If you want a good way to listen, please go to YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed there, do that. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, 10th follower, 15th follower, whatever, get that spot. Just follow us. Let's build it up. We'll give you a shout out. if you want us to support, maybe you have a company or something, yeah, we'll shout you out too. Shout out to What Up RG, for letting us use that music. I met him. He's a great guy. He's got all that clean rap for those of you, there's a bunch of people out there who are like, man, I love rap, but I don't want to listen to all the bad stuff out there. What Up RG, there you go. I mean, Cars, he's pretty great, isn't he?
Yep, good clean rap. Like Elijah said, if you're those type of people that don't want to listen to vulgar language in the rap, and you like rap, though, that's one of your favorite, then go to him. He's
Yeah.
going to be the guy
He's your
that
go-to.
just nice rap, simple rap, and it's good music too, good beats. I love him.
Oh yeah, I mean his producing's on point for all of those like me who critique producing. He introed our podcast, so yeah, that's great. Anyway, thanks for supporting us, everyone. Now, Cars, let's get to another great thing. Tennessee basketball. I mean, we got a great team. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, I want to talk about how we are going to be in the preseason NIT tournament. Now, the preseason NIT tournament's kind of like what we were in last year. We were in the Maui tournament, but
Right.
where we played Villanova. That was a tough loss last year.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that
if
was
you guys
tough.
watched that was horrifying.
I watched it. Yeah.
Well, this year it's gonna be fun. We play Louisville, so they'll be in the tournament. So just be watching out for that. Look out for Admiral Schofield in the Georgia Tech game. He come up with a tweaked ankle, so hopefully he's back. I hope it wasn't nothing big, but we haven't played in a while because of the tournament coming up. But keep an eye on your Tennessee basketball, and go Vols, number 5 in the nation.
Yep. Cars, what about this upcoming game? I mean, we're going to beat them, right?
Hopefully we can beat Louisville. Louisville, they got rid of their coach last year, all those allegations that went around, which were true. But Louisville's still going to have a competitive basketball team. They're unranked. I hope we beat them in the tournament, though.
Yep.
We need to keep on moving through that tournament. It gives us a lot of... Remember, every single game in the tournament counts to your actual overall record. So if you lose a game, that L is going to be on there.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
For
we got to win
the
games.
rest of the season and for the whole entire March Madness. So everybody keep watching your Tennessee football balls, keep watching Tennessee basketball balls, and everybody just trust the process for both sides of the ball. You saw what Rick Barnes has done. Just wait for what Jeremy Pruitt will do.
Yep. I mean, okay, so we've got Tennessee basketball. And, guys, this is second to last post-game episode. It's crazy.
So sad.
And, my phone broke, or else we'd be having T-Rob back on. But, oh, man, I think we should get T-Rob back on next week, Cars. I think we need to hype it up in here next week. What do you think?
Yep, hype it up. Get T-Rob back in here.
Hype it up. Get T-Rob back in here.
Everybody comment if you want T-Rob back in here. I'm sure
Hashtag get T-Rob in here. We got to get T-Rob in.
Really, though, we you might be thinking to yourself, well, this is close to the end of football. What do you guys do? You guys remember what we do. What we're going to do is we're going to do an episode every week, no matter what's going on. It could be Tennessee tennis, Tennessee chess team, if there's even one. We'll have something on Tennessee sports or on sports around the country. We always do something on the NBA, NFL, doesn't matter. It's just going to be like a weekly Get in 6 podcast, even though the football's not there. We can still give you information about recruiting and all sorts of how practice is going.
Yeah, and maybe during the dry season with sports, we might not have an episode every week, but that doesn't mean we're gone. We're not gone. You can check our blog, just go to our website and just click on that what's new, and you'll figure out what's new. I haven't written anything in a while, but, I'll be writing some things after this episode. We'll write some things, right, Cars? We'll get some things out there.
Right, and remember, you guys had gotten confused about last time on over the summer, where we were. We were just kind of getting started with the podcast, kind of getting used to it, but we'll talk about all sorts of things, and that's going to lead us into the next segment, which is the Elijah best two
Pruitt
quotes. What were the best two quotes from Jeremy Pruitt?
Well, I don't have two quotes, but I've got my Elijah's Pruitt quote of the week. We've got, there wasn't a lot to say about this game, I'll be honest. There wasn't a lot of great things that I noticed, not anything legendary. It wasn't a legendary win, so there's not going to be legendary quotes. But here's my Pruitt quote, and I'll explain it after. We didn't execute well enough to give us a chance to win. Now, some of you guys are like, oh, he's just a Debbie Downer, who even cares? Stay on the live stream, stay listening, I'll tell you why. I love how Pruitt doesn't try to cover up what we did wrong in the game. He owns up to his mistakes, even if it is his players' fault. He will take up for his players, and he will take up for his team, and he will own up to what we've done, and he won't say, well, yeah, it was just a loss, but, a loss is a loss, it doesn't really matter, we've still got Vandy left. That's what the previous coaching staff would do. I'm not going to say the names because they don't want to. Now, I just love how he owns up to what he's done, so that's why that's my quote of the week. But now, even more popular than the Elijah Pruitt quote of the week, this is the only place you can get this. You can't find it anywhere else. You can only get it exclusively by listening on our website, on iHeart, on iTunes, wherever you guys listen. It's the Carson game of the week. And
it is
some
the
upcoming
Carson
games.
Game of the week. I'm telling you guys, this Saturday, Friday, Thursday is loaded with games. I'm talking, you need to be sitting on the couch and watching college football all day. That's how many good games there are. I got the best one, but I do the two underdogs, which are the two other good games.
Yeah,
but
let's
the
go with
number
the other
one's
games.
the one that stands out. But I'll start with number 3 here.
There you go.
Okay, so
Let's play some music.
this is the one. Now, drum roll, please.
Does drum roll on my studio desk.
That was good. For this one, it's going to be Auburn and Alabama. Auburn and Alabama. You might be thinking, Alabama's going to smoke Auburn. Let me tell you something. Auburn competes. This is the Iron Bowl. This is not just some random game. Alabama's home, but Auburn's going to show up. Now, Alabama might blow them out. That's highly likely. But it's the Iron Bowl. We all got to tune in. So that's going to be a huge game. Now, I will say that this next game is it's kind of a game of a battle of, it will probably go down to the wire.
Okay, that's fine. That makes it interesting. This is why we've got this sort of stuff.
This game is Oklahoma and West Virginia. Now, Oklahoma, West Virginia. West Virginia lost last week. Oklahoma State, tough loss. But, will they come and beat Oklahoma?
We got to see.
And go to the Big 12 championship. Will it happen? Maybe.
It might.
Now, that game, you want to tune in. Most of the games that are really good Saturday are really in the daytime. But the one that everybody's been waiting for, the real number one spot, Carson Game of the Week, goes to Michigan versus Ohio State. I don't tell you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you how good of a game this is. Ohio State could come out and fire the ball and win the game. I don't know. Michigan could come out and fire the ball, win the game. I don't know. Or it could be a blowout on both sides. I'm just looking for a great game, and I think you guys will too. Check those 3 games out. There's much more to come, but those are your Carson Game of the Weeks.
I like it. I think that was one of the best Carson Game of the Week and other games that we've had so far. Now, we got to wrap this episode up. I thought it would be shorter. It's actually it's a medium-sized episode. Pretty good, pretty good. So, Cars, we got any final thoughts as we wrap up here?
Final thoughts. There's a storm coming, and it's full of orange. But I always say that. But there's one thing that I want to close out on here.
Okay.
This is how serious this Vanderbilt game is, guys. If we win this game, we go to a bowl game. We dance around, prance around, sing songs. But if we lose Saturday, we won't be seeing Tennessee play until next year.
And hey, it won't be the second to last post-game episode if we win. So keep that in mind. If we win a bowl game, keep out for some more notifications. This is going to be a pretty lit post-game. But, guys, speaking of Storm Coming, you can get that Storm Coming merch over at shop.spreadshirt.com/give6podcast. You can get that merch. Get one of those hoodies. Get one of them hoodies. Or if you don't want to pay for a hoodie, get yourself a little tote bag.
You can get a tote bag, a baseball sleeve shirt. You can even get a T-shirt for women and men, both sides. Everything you can look at on there. And that's just the draft. The final draft will be coming out
this week.
We'll edit it around, and that's just what it's going to be the idea of. So
if you guys want a certain shirt too, a certain Give 'em 6 podcast shirt, just kind of contact us. Go to our website and contact us. We'll try to get that out. Now, we've got the 10th follower, all the follower shout-outs. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, social media, at Give 'em 6 Podcast.